my dear kids. Hope you prayed well during the Dasara festival last week. Hope you prayed well for your well-beings, for your good health, for your education, and for your bright and colorful future. My dear kids, also pray for your environment or nature. Unless there is a beautiful, pollution-free, safe environment, it is very difficult to survive in this earth peacefully. For this, we humans have to stop cutting trees and must encourage others to plant and maintain more and more trees. There are many ways by which we can produce a better earth for us and for our kids. First, by planting many trees, as much as we could. Second, by maintaining the forest and wildlife present here. Third, by giving awareness to public about the beauty or the importance of our nature. Even though there might be many other ways too, if we stick on to this, we can surely protect our earth and no need to seek other planets for the possibilities of existence of mankind. My dear kids, I hope you understand. When God created this earth, He created nature and earth in it very beautifully. Slowly, when technology developed, the earth and its resources were slowly exploited. People got lethargic and slowly started to forget the importance of nature. Even though we have everything in nature like trees, peace of mind, environment, sports, aesthetic values, education, etc., we prefer always in an electronic, robotic, something to receive all this. Now, it is very difficult to come out of this addiction. This is why, as an awareness for all of us, we learn these kinds of lessons. Stick on to the values that is expressed in these kind of lessons. I don't mean that we should not depend on technology, yet we should also support our nature as much as we could. By supporting our environment, we could expect the same from it. Environment includes all wildlife surrounding us, all kind of natural vegetations, animals and humans. Environment strikes back. When we neglect to support, protect and conserve our environment and all living organisms in it, we suffer various natural disasters that take away all our belongings and lives of many. It also brings down the standard of living of many people. So, beware, my dear guys. I especially appreciate all those who listen to all the good message given by parents, teachers and others, and also follow the same in your life. May God bless you abundantly. In today's class, I am going to teach you a new poem, Unit 3, The Tree, written by the poet K.K.N. Daruwala. The complete name of this poet is K.K. Nasirwanji Daruwala. He is a famous Indian poet and short story writer in English. Born on 24th January 1937, he is also a former Indian Police Service officer. He has written over 12 books. His first novel, For Pepper and Crust, was published in 2010. He was awarded the Sahitya Academy Award in 1984 for his poetry collection, The Keeper of the Dead. He was awarded Padma Shri, the fourth highest civilian award in India, in 2014. Sahitya Academy Award is a literary honor in India. Annually confers on writers of the most outstanding books of literary merit published in any of the 24 major Indian languages such as Hindi, Bengali, Marathi, Telugu, Tamil, Gujarati, Urdu, Kannada, Odia, Malayalam, Punjabi, Assamese, etc. It also includes English. This award was established in 1954, comprising a plaque and a cash prize of rupees 1 lakh. The plaque awarded by the Sahitya Academy was designed by the Indian filmmaker Satyajit Ray. Satyajit Ray was an Indian film director, script writer, documentary, filmmaker, author, essayist, lyricist, magazine editor, illustrator, calligrapher, and music composer. Now, let us get into the poem, The Tree. As usual, let me read first stanza after another and explain the core of the concept. Page number 52. Listen carefully, guys.
The Tree, written by the poet K.K. N. Daruwala. Next to the track, beside the house, Dad planted a Gulmohar. We tended it, we watered it. It wanted more and more.
In general, there are some houses with a garden behind the house, whereas there are some gardens surrounding the house. The poet's home is of the second category. There were tracks to walk by or for vehicles to get into that area. The poet, as a small boy, his dad planted a Gulmohar in the garden next to the track beside the house. I suppose you are co-relating our cherry tree. Yes, this poem remembers me of the cherry tree which we learned in the prose last term. The family tended and watered the plant. Tend means look after. The past tense of tend is tended, that is look after, which means apart from mere watering the plants, they look after the plant with great care. Gulmohar is a flowering plant for bean family. It is a native to Madagascar. Gulmohar is noted for its orange-red flowers over summer. It is grown as an ornamental tree in many tropical parts of the world. In English, it is also known as flame of the forest or flame tree. In the wild, it is endangered, but it is widely cultivated elsewhere. Even though the father and the son water and look after the plant with great care, the plant want more and more. Here it means that the plant expected both water and care more and more. It is not only the Gulmohar plant in this poem, by nature, every plant of this earth, especially those which are in garden, even those small parts expect this love and care from us, whether we accept this or not. The plant in our garden will flourish when we speak to them casually and regularly like a friend. This is the core of the first stanza.
I repeat, next to the track, beside the house, Dad planted a Gulmohar. We tended it, we watered it, it wanted more and more.
Now, let me read the second stanza of this poem. Very easy poem in simple words. Listen carefully and also try to memorize.
When first its little shoots of green spread across the boughs, some of us said, "Ha, that's great," and some of us said, "Wow." Its branches were so low we drove the goats away and cows.
Like the cherry tree of chapter 2, here the Gulmohar plant too grew slowly, producing its little shoots of green. There are two parts of a plant, root system and a shoot system. The part of the plant that is under the soil is known as root system, whereas the part of the plant that is above the soil is known as a shoot system, which includes stem, branches, leaves, flowers, fruits and seeds. I came to know from one of our science teacher that we will be learning this next term in science. I hope you should have learned in science that a tender small plant will always have green stem and leaves. This is what the poet tried to describe in this stanza. It is little shoots of green. The shoot starts spreading across the boughs is the second line of the stanza. Boughs means the main branch of a tree, always either root or a stem. There would be a main part from which various branches arises. Like that, here in this Gulmohar plant, slowly the tree grows and many branches arises from the boughs. Always the branches would be spreading and they try to move towards sunlight for want of the solar energy for photosynthesis. If it is root, the branches spread in such a way they grow or move in seek of water and minerals from the soil. Generally, in a family, if something new is happening, either a new child to your family or a new clothing for a festival or a celebration or a new plant tended and reared, the whole family will start to admire, appreciate and enjoy them. Similarly, the poet's family, each and every one of them started to admire and said, "Ha, that's a great, wow," and so on. It is a small plant and so it is branches which tends the goat and cows to enter and eat the leaves of the branches. The poet took measures to drive them away often. Drove is a past tense form of drive.
I repeat, when first its little shoots of green spread across the boughs, some of us said, "Ha, that's great," and some of us said, "Wow." Its branches were so low we drove the goats away and cows.
Can you understand? Good. Now let me read the third stanza. Listen carefully, guys.
It It really kept us on our toes. A baby tree needs care. Next year, the green fuss changed to leaf. Next year, the blossoms flared. It turned into a red roof tree, a thing of beauty rare.
The third stanza beautifully explains how the Gulmohar plant is considered by the poet family. They considered the plant as a baby in their support, the baby plant that needs complete care till it grows into a full tree. Usually, at the end of the branches, we could find foliage, that is, a cluster of leaves. This is described as fuss, which changed into leaves later. So, the first year, many green leaves arose. On the following year, the plant started to blossom. This blossoming is described as blossom flower in this poem. Flower means burst into life. That is, the blossoming of orange-red flowers is described as a flowers bursting into colorful life. Because of these flowers blossoming all over the tree, it appeared as if the tree was crowned with a red roof all over. This is admired as a thing of rare beauty.
I repeat, it really kept us on our toes. A baby tree needs care. Next year, the green fuss changed to leaf. Next year, the blossoms flared. It turned into a red roof tree, a thing of beauty rare.
These third stanza are for your memory, so memorize thoroughly. Now let me read the fourth stanza of the poem. Stay with me, don't be distracted till the end.
Its falling flowers and its shades, they covered off the track. It sheltered us from sun and rain. The tree had paid us back.
Autumn came, so the flowers and leaves started to fall down from the tree. When the poet beautifully describes that when the flowers and the leaves start to fall, so all the shade that was given by those branches bearing leaves and flowers started to fall. That is, when there are no leaves and flowers, so all there were no shade. The tree sheltered the poet and the family from sun and rain, but not all the leaves and flowers that fell down covered the after track beside which the plant was growing. The poet explains that the tree gave shade from the sun and rain in turn for what they did some years ago. That is, it returned it thank for tending it into a tree by giving them shade.
I repeat, it is falling flowers and its shade. They covered off the track. It sheltered us from sun and rain. The tree had paid us back.
Now let me the fifth stanza. Listen carefully and repeat them in mind.
We saw it grow, it saw us grow, from half shorts into pants. We ran around and climbed it. We shook its root and branch.
Like some kids that we say, I saw it growing into an adult. Here also the poet explains that the tree saw them growing as well as they too saw them growing. Before the poet was a small boy when the plant was planted there, so he should have worn shorts then. He has gone and now the poet must have grown into an adult, or so it pans. This growth the tree is observing. The poet and the other kids used to run around and climb on the branches. Also, they tried to shake the root and branches. This shows how we used to play with the tree when we were young. Especially, there would be kids climbing and shaking the branches of tree while playing. This is normal habit of most kids, which is described by the poet.
I repeat, we saw it grow, it saw us grow. From half shorts into pants, we ran around and climbed it. We shook its root and branch.
Okay, let me stop with these 5 stanzas today. Remember that the first 3 stanzas will be asked for the memory in exam. Easy to memorize only. So finish reading and write and see today itself. This is your today's assignment. I repeat, write the first 3 stanzas in your classwork notebook and read these 4 stanzas for your forthcoming second term exams. Complete the online test aiming full marks. All the best, guys. May God bless you all.